The night air was crisp as I walked out of the restaurant, my favorite dishes still lingering on my taste buds. Sean and I had just celebrated my 30th birthday, a milestone that I had never expected to reach, considering my tumultuous relationship with alcohol. It had been 2 years since I last touched a drink, 2 years of sobriety that felt like a hard-fought battle. My family's history with addiction had cast a long shadow over my life, but I was determined to break free. Sean had been understanding and supportive throughout our relationship, or so I thought. He knew about my struggles with alcohol, my countless attempts at recovery, and the pain that addiction had inflicted on my family. For almost a year, we had built a connection that I believed was built on trust and empathy. As we strolled through the cool night, hand in hand, I couldn't help but feel grateful for the love I had found. He had planned the evening meticulously, taking me to my favorite restaurant and surprising me with a movie night, featuring my all-time favorite film. The connection between us seemed strong, but little did I know that the foundation was about to be shaken. Back at my apartment, Sean's eyes gleamed mischievously as he excused himself to retrieve my birthday gift. I felt a flutter of excitement as he hurried out to his car, wondering what thoughtful surprise awaited me. When he returned, a wide grin stretched across his face as he handed me a neatly wrapped box. Eagerly, I tore away the wrapping paper to reveal a familiar shape. My heart sank as I pulled out a bottle of wine. Confusion and anger swept over me like a wave. Why would he gift me alcohol, knowing my history and the pain it had caused? His grin widened as he asked, "Do you like it?" "What the fuck were you thinking?" I snapped, the anger bubbling up within me. This wasn't just a thoughtless mistake, it felt like a betrayal of the trust we had built. "This is not a joke, Sean. My past addiction is not something to be taken lightly." He dismissed my concerns with a wave of his hand, claiming it was just a prank and that I was being overly dramatic. My blood boiled as I confronted him, telling him that if this was his idea of a joke, we would have to break up. He scoffed, belittling my reaction and insisting that I couldn't take a joke. This wasn't the first time Sean had played pranks on me. They had been harmless and silly in the past, but this was different. This was personal. It felt like a slap in the face, a deliberate attempt to undermine the progress I had made in my recovery. Amidst the rising tension, I demanded that he leave, telling him I needed time to process everything. Sean's face contorted with anger, and he erupted into a tirade about my inability to take a joke. I stood my ground, insisting that his so-called prank was a breach of trust. But the situation took a darker turn when Sean, for the first time, became physically threatening. He got up in my face, his eyes burning with anger, and began making menacing threats. I felt a chill run down my spine, a sense of danger I had never experienced with him before. Summoning all the strength within me, I calmly told him that if he didn't leave, I would have no choice but to involve the police. His glare lingered for a few more seconds before he finally stormed out of the apartment. As the door slammed shut, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease that settled over me. Alone and bewildered, I decided to block his number and all other forms of communication. I needed time and space to process what had just happened, to understand the depth of the betrayal I had experienced. The night that was supposed to be a celebration of my life had turned into a painful revelation about the person I thought I knew. In the following days, I grappled with a whirlwind of emotions. The wounds of my past addiction had been ripped open, and the support I had hoped to find in Sean had crumbled. The betrayal stung, not just because of the ill-conceived gift, but because of the callous disregard for the struggles I had faced. As the shock began to subside, I delved into self-reflection. How had I misjudged Sean's character so profoundly? Was this a sign of deeper issues within our relationship, or had he simply underestimated the gravity of my past? The questions lingered, haunting my thoughts. Friends and family, unaware of the recent events, reached out to wish me a happy birthday. I feigned a smile and thanked them, all the while wrestling with the turmoil within. How could I explain the sudden disappearance of Sean, the person who had seemed so integral to my life. In the midst of this emotional turmoil, I sought solace in my support network, friends who had been there for me during the darkest days of my addiction and recovery. Their unwavering understanding and empathy became a lifeline, helping me navigate the storm that had erupted in the wake of my birthday celebration. Days turned into weeks, and I gradually began to rebuild my life without Sean. The initial pain and confusion evolved into a profound sense of clarity. I deserved someone who not only understood the gravity of my past, but also respected the boundaries I had set for my well-being. The incident forced me to confront the vulnerabilities that lingered beneath the surface, remnants of a past marked by addiction and familial struggles. In the process, I rediscovered the strength within me, the resilience that had propelled me through the challenging journey of recovery. As I attended therapy sessions and support group meetings, I found healing in sharing my experience with others who had faced similar betrayals. Their stories became a testament to the importance of surrounding oneself with individuals who uplift and understand, rather than those who undermine and dismiss the challenges of addiction. In the absence of Sean, I immersed myself in self-care, rediscovering the passions that had taken a back seat in the chaos of the relationship. The days of uncertainty gradually gave way to a newfound sense of empowerment as I reclaimed my narrative and embraced the journey of self-discovery. The incident with Sean served as a catalyst for a broader exploration of the dynamics within my family, a history riddled with the shadows of addiction. It prompted conversations with relatives, some of whom had also battled their demons and emerged stronger. Together, we forged bonds of understanding and support, breaking the cycle that had plagued generations. In the process, I learned that true healing extends beyond individual recovery. It encompasses the collective strength of those who share a common history. The scars of addiction may linger, but they no longer defined me. Instead, they became a testament to resilience, a narrative of triumph over adversity. Months passed, and the pain of the betrayal slowly faded into the background. I emerged from the experience with a renewed sense of self, fortified by the understanding that my worth was not contingent on someone else's perception of my struggles. As I continued my journey of recovery, I encountered new challenges and triumphs. The support of genuine friends and a burgeoning sense of self-love became invaluable companions on the road to healing. The wounds of the past were no longer open. They had transformed into scars, etchings of strength and resilience. The incident with Sean served as a pivotal chapter in my life, a turning point that propelled me towards a future marked by growth and self-discovery. With the support of my loved ones, I navigated the complex terrain of healing, finding strength in vulnerability and resilience in the face of adversity. One of the crucial aspects of my recovery journey was delving into the roots of my family's history with addiction, opening up conversations with relatives, some of whom had faced their own battles, brought a profound sense of connection. We shared stories, exchanged insights, and collectively worked towards breaking the generational chains that bound us. The layers of our family's struggles unfolded like a complex tapestry, woven with threads of pain, resilience, and survival. Each revelation served as a reminder that I wasn't alone in my journey. Rather, I was part of a larger narrative of triumph over the shadows of addiction. Therapy sessions became a cornerstone of my healing process. Exploring the emotional landscapes that lay beneath the surface allowed me to address not only the recent betrayal by Sean, but also the lingering wounds from my past. The therapist's office became a safe space where I could confront my vulnerabilities, challenge distorted beliefs, and cultivate a deeper understanding of myself. In the midst of this introspection, I rediscovered the passions and interests that had taken a backseat during the tumultuous relationship. Engaging in activities that brought me joy and fulfillment became a form of self-care, a deliberate effort to nurture the aspects of my identity that were independent of my past struggles. Friendships became an essential pillar of support. The genuine connections I had fostered with individuals who understood the nuances of addiction and recovery proved invaluable. These friends, with their empathy and shared experiences, provided a sense of belonging that transcended the confines of romantic relationships. In the absence of Sean, I gradually dismantled the emotional walls that had been erected during the tumultuous relationship. The scars left by his betrayal were not erased, but they no longer dictated the course of my life. Instead, they became markers of resilience, reminders that I had the strength to overcome challenges and emerge stronger. The journey towards self-discovery also involved redefining my boundaries and expectations in relationships. I recognized the importance of aligning myself with individuals who not only respected my past, but also celebrated the person I had become through the process of recovery. It became clear that I deserved a partner who valued and supported my journey, rather than one who trivialized my struggles. As time passed, the pain of the breakup waned, replaced by a newfound sense of empowerment. I found solace in the realization that my self-worth wasn't contingent on the approval or understanding of others. The love and acceptance I sought could only come from within. The incident with Sean had served as a catalyst for transformation, propelling me towards a future where I embraced my identity unapologetically. The lessons learned from the tumultuous relationship became stepping stones towards personal growth and authenticity. Reconnecting with family members who had faced similar challenges allowed us to forge bonds of understanding and support. Together, we confronted the patterns of addiction that had haunted our family for generations. The shared commitment to breaking these cycles created a sense of unity and strength that transcended individual struggles. In the midst of this collective healing, I became an advocate for addiction awareness and support. Volunteering with organizations dedicated to helping individuals and families affected by addiction allowed me to channel my experiences into a force for positive change. The act of giving back became a source of fulfillment, a way to turn the pain of the past into a catalyst for healing in others. The journey of recovery was not without its setbacks. There were moments of doubt and vulnerability, times when the weight of the past threatened to pull me back into the shadows. However, the support of my chosen family, the lessons from therapy, and the strength derived from my own resilience became anchors that kept me grounded. As I celebrated milestones in my recovery journey, the scars on my heart served as a testament to the battles I had fought and the victories I had achieved. The pain of the past no longer defined me. Instead, it became a source of strength, a reminder that I had the power to shape my own narrative. New relationships blossomed, built on a foundation of mutual understanding and respect. The lessons learned from the tumultuous relationship with Sean guided me in navigating the complexities of love and vulnerability. I embraced the journey with an open heart, confident in my ability to discern genuine connections from those that threatened my well-being. The chapter with Sean became a distant memory, a bittersweet reminder of the resilience that emerged from the ashes of betrayal. The scars on my heart became badges of honor, symbols of a journey that had transformed pain into power. As I stepped into a future marked by self-love and authenticity, I carried with me the lessons learned from the past, grateful for the strength that had carried me through the seasons changed, and with them, the chapters of my life continued to unfold. As I embraced the journey of self-discovery and recovery, I found solace in the stability of routine and the support of those who had become pillars of strength. Therapy sessions evolved into spaces of introspection and growth. Together with my therapist, I explored the intricacies of my emotions, unraveling the layers that had been tightly wound around my past. The process wasn't always easy, but it was transformative. I learned to acknowledge and validate my feelings, understanding that healing required both time and compassion. One of the most profound realizations during this period was the importance of forgiveness, not just for others, but for myself. The scars left by addiction and past relationships were reminders of battles fought, and instead of viewing them as sources of shame, I began to see them as symbols of resilience. Forgiving myself became an integral part of the healing process, allowing me to release the weight of guilt and embrace a newfound sense of freedom. In my advocacy work for addiction awareness, I discovered a community of individuals who shared my passion for creating positive change. Volunteering became more than just a way to give back. It became a source of inspiration and connection. Together with like-minded individuals, I contributed to initiatives aimed at reducing the stigma surrounding addiction and providing support to those in need. As time passed, the pain of the past continued to recede, replaced by a deep sense of gratitude for the lessons learned. New opportunities for personal and professional growth presented themselves, and I seized them with a newfound confidence. The scars on my heart were no longer open wounds, but rather testaments to the strength that had carried me through the storms of life. In the realm of relationships, I treaded cautiously, armed with the lessons from my past. The betrayal with Sean had left its mark, but it had also honed my ability to discern genuine connections. The boundaries I had established became a protective shield, ensuring that I entered into relationships with individuals who respected and understood the journey I had undertaken. The friendships that had blossomed during the tumultuous times became invaluable sources of support. Together, we celebrated victories, navigated challenges, and embraced the beauty of authentic connections. The chosen family I had cultivated proved to be a cornerstone of my well-being, reinforcing the belief that love and understanding could transcend the limitations of blood ties. As the years unfolded, I continued to evolve, embracing the ever-changing landscape of life. The scars on my heart remained, but they no longer dictated the narrative. Instead, they became symbols of triumph and reminders of the strength I possessed. In the quieter moments, I reflected on the person I had become, a survivor, an advocate, and someone who had transformed pain into purpose. The journey of recovery was ongoing, marked by continuous growth and self-discovery. I found solace in the belief that every step forward was a testament to the resilience within. The past, once a haunting specter, became a source of wisdom. The history of addiction in my family, once a burden, transformed into a legacy of strength. I carried the torch of awareness, hoping to illuminate the path for others who might be navigating the shadows of addiction. Relationships flourished, and love, built on a foundation of mutual understanding, became a guiding force. The lessons learned from past betrayals were not forgotten, but they were no longer the focal point of my existence. Instead, I focused on cultivating connections that enriched my life, fostering a sense of belonging and companionship. As the anniversary of my sobriety approached each year, I took stock of the progress made. The milestones weren't just about the passage of time, they were markers of resilience, reminders that I had the strength to overcome the darkest moments. Each celebration became a testament to the triumph of the human spirit over adversity. The scars on my heart, once symbols of pain, had transformed into emblems of victory. I wore them proudly, not as badges of suffering, but as evidence of a journey well traveled. The echoes of past betrayals had diminished, replaced by the harmonious melody of self-love and acceptance. In the tapestry of my life, the threads of recovery, resilience, and authentic connections were intricately woven. The story was still unfolding, with each chapter bringing new challenges and triumphs. I faced the future with a sense of anticipation, secure in the knowledge that I had the tools to navigate whatever lay ahead. As I continued to advocate for addiction awareness, I saw the impact of collective efforts to destigmatize addiction and promote understanding. The ripple effect of these initiatives reached individuals and families, offering hope and support to those grappling with the complexities of recovery. In the quiet moments of reflection, I marveled at the resilience of the human spirit. The journey from the depths of addiction to a life marked by purpose and fulfillment was a testament to the transformative power of choice and perseverance. My story, once entwined with the shadows of the past, had become a beacon of hope for those still navigating their way through the darkness. And so, the story continued, a narrative of healing, growth, and the indomitable strength of the human soul. Each day brought new opportunities for connection, understanding, and the pursuit of a life well lived. As the sun set on one chapter, I embraced the promise of a dawn filled with infinite possibilities. The years unfolded, and the chapters of my life continued to be written with resilience and purpose. The scars on my heart, once tender reminders of pain, now stood as proud monuments to the battles won and the strength that had emerged from adversity. In my ongoing journey of recovery, I found solace, not just in personal growth, but in the bonds forged with others who had walked similar paths. Group therapy sessions and support group meetings became forums for shared experiences and mutual encouragement. As I listened to the stories of triumph and setbacks from fellow warriors in the battle against addiction, I discovered a profound sense of kinship. Advocacy work in the realm of addiction. Awareness evolved into a passionate commitment. I joined forces with organizations dedicated to destigmatizing addiction, expanding access to treatment, and supporting families affected by substance abuse. The collective efforts of these initiatives aimed not only to raise awareness, but also to foster compassion and understanding in communities grappling with the complexities of addiction. While my professional endeavors thrived, my personal life continued to blossom. Genuine connections became the cornerstone of my relationships, and the lessons learned from past betrayals fortified my ability to navigate the intricacies of love and trust. New friendships were forged, each one built on a foundation of authenticity, acceptance, and shared values. As I celebrated milestones in my recovery, the anniversaries of sobriety took on a deeper significance. They were not just markers of time, they were affirmations of resilience and testimonials to the transformative power of choosing a path of healing. Each year added another layer to the narrative of triumph over the shadows of addiction. The echoes of Sean's betrayal had long faded into the background. In my family, the conversations about addiction had shifted from hushed tones to open dialogues. Together, we acknowledged the generational patterns that had perpetuated cycles of substance abuse. The shared commitment to breaking those patterns created a sense of unity and purpose. Healing became a collective endeavor, transcending individual struggles. The years of recovery also brought with them moments of reflection on the broader societal landscape. The opioid epidemic and the pervasive impact of substance abuse weighed heavily on my heart. In response, I channeled my energy into advocacy efforts aimed at addressing systemic issues, such as access to affordable treatment and destigmatizing addiction in healthcare settings. The pursuit of higher education became a new frontier, a testament to the transformative power of recovery. As I delved into academic pursuits, I marveled at the resilience of the human mind and spirit. The journey from the depths of addiction to intellectual growth became a testament to the multifaceted nature of recovery, embracing not only physical well-being, but also intellectual and emotional flourishing. In love, I found a partner who respected and celebrated my journey. Together, we navigated the complexities of life with open communication and unwavering support. The scars on my heart were shared, each with its own story of triumph and survival. In this union, I discovered a love that embraced the entirety of who I was, a survivor, an advocate, and an individual shaped by the tapestry of my experiences. As I approached the decade mark of my sobriety, I marveled at the richness of my life. The scars on my heart, once symbols of pain, had become badges of honor. The journey that began with a turbulent history of addiction had transformed into a narrative of empowerment, resilience, and the profound capacity for growth. The echoes of my past served as a reminder that life's challenges could be catalysts for profound transformation. Every setback, every betrayal, and every moment of darkness had propelled me towards a future, illuminated by self-love, purpose, and an unwavering commitment to creating positive change. The story continued, not as a saga of struggle, but as a celebration of triumph over adversity. Each day brought new opportunities to contribute to the collective effort of breaking the chains of addiction and fostering a culture of understanding and compassion. The scars on my heart, etched with the passage of time, told a story of resilience, a story that was still unfolding, with pages yet to be written. As the chapters of my life continued to unfold, the narrative became a tapestry woven with threads of resilience, self-discovery, and a steadfast commitment to making a positive impact in the world. With each passing year, the scars on my heart served as silent witnesses to the transformative journey that had shaped my identity. In the realm of advocacy, my involvement deepened. I became a voice for those still navigating the shadows of addiction, advocating for policies that prioritized access to treatment, mental health resources, and education. Collaborating with like-minded individuals and organizations, our collective efforts gained momentum, sparking conversations that aim to destigmatize addiction and reshape societal perceptions. The academic pursuits that had begun as a personal challenge evolved into a platform for knowledge dissemination. I delved into research, focused on addiction prevention, recovery interventions, and the impact of familial support on the journey to sobriety. By contributing to the academic discourse, I aimed to bridge the gap between lived experiences and evidence-based practices. In my personal relationships, I continued to foster connections that resonated with authenticity and mutual understanding. Friendships flourished, and the bonds formed were a testament to the importance of surrounding oneself with individuals who embraced the complexities of life. The scars on my heart, once symbols of pain, became conversation starters, a way to share the triumphs and tribulations that had shaped my journey. In love, I found a partner who not only accepted my past, but celebrated the person I had become. Together, we faced life's challenges hand in hand, with open communication and a shared commitment to growth. The scars on our hearts intertwined, creating a narrative of shared resilience and unwavering support. As the calendar turned, marking another year of sobriety, I reflected on the layers of transformation that had unfolded. The milestones were not just about abstaining from substances. They were acknowledgements of the internal shifts, the unearthing of strength, and the continuous pursuit of a purpose-driven life. The scars on my heart, once prominent and raw, had faded into soft reminders of the battles won. They became symbols of triumph, etchings that whispered stories of overcoming darkness and emerging into the light. The lessons from the past were not forgotten, but they no longer held the power to dictate the present. Family gatherings became spaces of healing and connection. Conversations about addiction were no longer shrouded in shame. Instead, they were opportunities for mutual understanding and support. The generational patterns of substance abuse began to dissipate as a collective commitment to breaking the cycle took root. In the wider community, my efforts to raise awareness found resonance. The stories shared, whether through public speaking engagements or written narratives, resonated with individuals who felt seen and understood. The ripple effect of these connections extended beyond the confines of my personal journey, creating a network of support for those still navigating the complexities of addiction. Life's challenges, once viewed through the lens of adversity, now became opportunities for growth. Every obstacle, every setback, and every moment of uncertainty carried the potential for resilience and self-discovery. The scars on my heart were reminders that vulnerability could be a source of strength, and pain could be a catalyst for profound transformation. As I entered a new phase of life, the chapters ahead shimmered with the promise of continued growth and purpose. The scars on my heart, far from being blemishes, were symbols of a life fully lived, a life that embraced the highs and lows, the triumphs and tribulations. With a heart fortified by resilience and a spirit fueled by purpose, the journey unfolded, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to rise, transformed, from the ashes of adversity. In the evolving narrative of my life, the passage of time brought not only growth but also a deepening sense of purpose. The scars on my heart, once markers of pain, had become insignias of resilience and triumph. As the journey continued, I found myself at the intersection of personal healing and collective impact. In the realm of advocacy, my commitment to raising awareness about addiction took on new dimensions. Collaborating with organizations, I initiated projects that aim to address systemic issues surrounding addiction, focusing on prevention, access to treatment, and community education. The scars on my heart fueled a relentless drive to dismantle the stigma associated with addiction, making space for open conversations and understanding. Academically, my pursuits expanded to include not only research but also educational initiatives. I became involved in developing curriculum materials that bridged the gap between lived experiences and academic knowledge. The scars on my heart, once guarded secrets, became part of a narrative shared in classrooms and seminars, fostering empathy and dispelling misconceptions about addiction. The scars on my heart were not barriers to intimacy. Instead, they served as bridges, connecting me with others who had faced their own tribulations. Together, we created a support network that extended beyond personal struggles, becoming a source of inspiration and shared strength. In love, the partnership I had cultivated continued to thrive. The scars on our hearts, entwined and intertwined, became symbols of a shared journey, a journey marked by vulnerability, growth, and an unwavering commitment to one another. Our love story echoed the resilience embedded in the scars, proving that healing could be a collaborative and transformative process. The anniversaries of my sobriety turned into occasions for reflection and celebration, not only for personal achievements, but also for the collective milestones of the advocacy work. The scars on my heart became a source of inspiration for others who sought to navigate the challenging terrain of recovery. I embraced the role of mentorship, offering guidance and support to those in the early stages of their own journeys. Family dynamics underwent a profound transformation. Conversations about addiction, once fraught with tension, evolved into opportunities for connection and understanding. The scars on my heart became touch points for shared growth, fostering an environment where familial bonds were strengthened through compassion and mutual support. In the broader community, the impact of advocacy work rippled outward. Public awareness campaigns gained momentum, challenging societal perceptions and fostering empathy for those affected by addiction. The scars on my heart, once hidden from view, became emblems of courage, prompting others to share their stories and contributing to a broader narrative of resilience and recovery. Life's challenges, though still present, no longer carried the weight of insurmountable obstacles. Each hurdle became an opportunity to demonstrate the strength forged through years of healing. The scars on my heart, once tender and raw, had become symbols of triumph, a visual testament to the transformative power of resilience and self-love. As I stood at the precipice of the future, I saw endless possibilities. The scars on my heart, far from being relics of a painful past, became beacons illuminating the path forward. The journey, once marked by shadows, now unfolded under the radiant light of purpose and fulfillment. The continued journey of my life unfolded with a sense of purpose and an unwavering commitment to making a positive impact. The scars on my heart, silent witnesses to the battles fought and victories earned, were embraced as integral parts of my story rather than remnants of pain. In the realm of advocacy, the initiatives I spearheaded gained momentum. Collaborating with community leaders, policymakers, and healthcare professionals, we worked towards creating a more compassionate and informed society. The scars on my heart became symbols of lived experience, adding depth and authenticity to the advocacy work aimed at reshaping public perceptions of addiction. Academic pursuits evolved into not only research projects but also mentorship programs. Recognizing the transformative power of shared experiences, I mentored individuals navigating their own paths of recovery. The scars on my heart, once guarded with trepidation, now served as illustrations of resilience, offering hope and guidance to those in need. Friendships flourished as I continued to cultivate connections with individuals who valued authenticity and understanding. The scars on my heart were bridges, connecting me with others who had weathered their storms. Together, we formed a community that celebrated each other's victories and provided solace during moments of challenge. In love, the partnership I had built deepened in its richness. The scars on our hearts, entwined and embraced, became symbols of the shared journey we navigated together. Love, in its truest form, became a source of strength, understanding, and mutual growth. Our relationship exemplified that healing was not just an individual endeavor, but a collaborative and transformative process. The anniversaries of my sobriety transformed into occasions not only for personal reflection, but for community celebration. The scars on my heart became beacons of resilience, guiding others towards the light of recovery. The mentorship and advocacy work expanded to include initiatives aimed at empowering communities to support and uplift those affected by addiction. Family dynamics continued to evolve, marked by open communication and shared growth. The scars on my heart were touchpoints for understanding, fostering an environment of compassion and acceptance. The collective commitment to breaking generational patterns of addiction became a legacy of strength and resilience. In the wider community, the impact of advocacy efforts reverberated. Stigma surrounding addiction began to crumble, replaced by narratives of hope and recovery. The scars on my heart were not just personal markers, but symbols of a broader movement towards destigmatization and increased access to resources for those in need. Life's challenges, rather than being viewed as obstacles, were embraced as opportunities for growth and learning. The scars on my heart, once tender and vulnerable, had become sources of wisdom. The journey was no longer defined by pain, but by the transformative power of resilience and self-love. As the narrative continued, the scars on my heart served as reminders of the strength cultivated through adversity. Each scar bore witness to the choices made, the battles fought, and the victories won. The story was no longer just my own. It had become a collective narrative of triumph over darkness, an invitation for others to find strength and inspiration in their own scars. The scars on my heart, once symbols of pain, had become badges of honor in a life richly lived. As the narrative of my life continued, the scars on my heart became more than mere remnants of past wounds. They evolved into powerful symbols of resilience, transformation, and a commitment to creating positive change. In the realm of advocacy, my initiatives gained momentum. Collaborating with diverse communities and organizations, I worked tirelessly to eradicate the stigma surrounding addiction. The scars on my heart, once concealed, now stood as visual testaments to the human capacity for growth and recovery. Public awareness campaigns echoed the message that recovery was not just possible, but a journey marked by strength and triumph. Academic pursuits reached new heights. The scars on my heart became the inspiration for research projects aimed at understanding the nuanced dynamics of addiction and recovery. The academic sphere transformed into a platform for both education and empowerment. My story, interwoven with scholarly endeavors, became a beacon for others navigating similar paths. In mentorship roles, the scars on my heart fostered connections that transcended the traditional teacher-student dynamic. As a guide for those in the early stages of recovery, I shared not just knowledge, but lived experiences. The scars, once symbols of personal struggle, became bridges of understanding, offering a lifeline to those seeking support. Friendships continued to flourish, forming a tapestry of shared joys and sorrows. The scars on my heart were embraced within these connections, fostering an environment of trust and authenticity. In this chosen family, we celebrated each other's growth, recognizing that the collective strength derived from vulnerability was immeasurable. In the sanctuary of love, the scars on our hearts wove a narrative of a relationship marked by understanding, acceptance, and mutual growth. Love, as a force of healing, became a testament to the transformative power of vulnerability. Together, we navigated life's challenges, fortified by the shared scars that symbolized the beauty of resilience and unity. The anniversaries of my sobriety were no longer solitary reflections, but community celebrations. The scars on my heart became beacons of hope for those on similar journeys. Community outreach initiatives expanded, creating spaces for open dialogue and understanding. The scars, once sources of pain, had transformed into catalysts for connection and support. Family bonds strengthened as the scars on my heart facilitated deeper conversations and understanding. Generational patterns of addiction continued to unravel as the family became a collective force for positive change. The scars, once symbols of a tumultuous past, now served as reminders of shared triumphs and a commitment to breaking the chains of addiction. In the wider community, the impact of collective efforts resonated. The scars on my heart were shared stories that contributed to a broader narrative of resilience. Initiatives for addiction prevention and recovery support gained traction, sparking a movement towards a more compassionate and informed society. Life's challenges, rather than being perceived as setbacks, were embraced as opportunities for continued growth. The scars on my heart, now embraced with gratitude, were reminders that every trial had contributed to the person I had become. The journey was not without its complexities, but the scars stood as badges of honor, testifying to the strength cultivated through adversity. As the unwritten chapters of life awaited, the scars on my heart became guides, illuminating the path forward. The narrative unfolded with a profound understanding that even the deepest wounds could be transformed into sources of strength, connection, and inspiration. The story, still in the making, carried the echoes of resilience, a symphony of triumph over adversity, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to rise transformed from the ashes of past challenges. In the realm of advocacy, the next steps were expansive. Collaborative projects with healthcare professionals aimed to bridge gaps in addiction treatment, ensuring that individuals in need had access to comprehensive care. Workshops and educational programs geared towards schools and communities sought to instill a sense of empathy and understanding, dismantling stereotypes associated with addiction. The scars on my heart, once private narratives, became public testaments to the strength that could emerge from vulnerability. Academic pursuits took on a multidisciplinary approach. My focus expanded beyond the clinical aspects of addiction to include the societal, cultural, and economic dimensions. The scars on my heart, etched with the complexities of my journey, now fueled a commitment to exploring holistic approaches to recovery. Research projects were designed not only to contribute to the academic discourse, but also to inform real-world interventions and policies. Mentorship programs evolved into support networks that extended beyond individual interactions. Online platforms and community forums became spaces for individuals in recovery to share their stories and seek guidance. The scars on my heart, once unique to my experience, resonated with a broader audience, fostering a sense of community that transcended geographical boundaries. Friendships deepened as the scars on our hearts formed the foundation of a collective narrative. Together, we explored avenues for supporting local recovery communities, organizing events that celebrated resilience and provided resources for those on their journey. The scars, once symbols of personal triumph, became catalysts for a shared vision of creating environments where everyone felt seen and supported. In love, the next phase of the journey unfolded with a commitment to exploring new depths of understanding and connection. Shared goals and aspirations became guiding stars, and the scars on our hearts rather than representing past wounds, symbolized the strength and endurance of our partnership. Collaborative initiatives emerged with a focus on fostering healthy relationships and open communication within the community. The anniversaries of my sobriety took on a broader significance. Community-driven events, from awareness campaigns to support gatherings, became annual rituals. The scars on my heart, now worn as emblems of collective strength, were central to these celebrations, reminding everyone of the resilience embedded in the human spirit. Family bonds continued to be a source of strength and support. Open dialogues about addiction prevention, mental health, and overall well-being became commonplace. The scars on our hearts, once indicative of familial struggles, now stood as symbols of generational transformation, a testament to the power of breaking free from the chains of addiction. In the wider community, the impact of advocacy work gained momentum. Collaborations with policymakers and influential figures led to policy changes that prioritized mental health and addiction services. Media campaigns featuring stories of recovery and resilience contributed to reshaping societal attitudes towards addiction. Life's challenges, rather than being daunting obstacles, were viewed as opportunities for innovation and change. The scars on my heart became reminders that vulnerability was not a sign of weakness, but a source of strength. Each hurdle, whether personal or collective, was an invitation to demonstrate the resilience cultivated through years of navigating the complexities of recovery. In the realm of advocacy, my initiatives took on a global perspective. Collaborating with international organizations, we sought to address systemic issues surrounding addiction on a larger scale. The scars on my heart, once indicative of personal struggles, now fueled a universal narrative of resilience and hope. From awareness campaigns in remote communities to policy discussions at the highest levels, the goal was to create a world where access to mental health resources and addiction treatment was a fundamental right. Academic pursuits became a conduit for bridging gaps between research and real-world application. Collaborations with interdisciplinary teams allowed for a more comprehensive understanding of addiction's multifaceted nature. The scars on my heart, etched with the complexities of my personal journey, became not just a narrative, but a resource for guiding research agendas towards more holistic and inclusive approaches to recovery. Mentorship programs evolved into online platforms that connected individuals in recovery from around the globe. The scars on my heart, once singular in their meaning, now resonated with a diverse array of experiences. Forums and support networks became virtual spaces for sharing stories, fostering connections, and providing guidance. The scars, rather than being remnants of past pain, became symbols of collective strength, transcending cultural and geographical boundaries. Friendships deepened into global networks, each connection a testament to the power of shared narratives. Collaborative projects with individuals from different backgrounds aimed to address the unique challenges faced by diverse communities in their journeys to recovery. The scars on our hearts, worn with pride, became threads weaving together a global tapestry of resilience and understanding. In love, the journey unfolded with a commitment to not only personal growth, but also the cultivation of relationships that transcended borders. Shared values and a dedication to making a positive impact became the foundation of partnerships. The scars on our hearts, rather than representing individual histories, symbolized the collective strength of a community united by love and purpose. Collaborative endeavors in philanthropy and social impact initiatives became a way of channeling the strength derived from shared experiences towards meaningful change. The anniversaries of my sobriety became global celebrations, marked by events that spanned continents. Awareness campaigns, virtual support gatherings, and initiatives aimed at reducing the stigma surrounding addiction reverberated worldwide. The scars on my heart, now worn as badges of collective triumph, were central to these celebrations, serving as reminders that the journey towards recovery was a shared endeavor. Family bonds, once confined by geographical distances, became stronger through virtual connections and shared experiences. Open dialogues about addiction, mental health, and generational healing transcended cultural barriers. The scars on our hearts, symbols of familial resilience, contributed to a broader narrative of breaking free from the cycles of addiction that spanned across cultures and generations. In the wider community, the impact of advocacy work gained traction on a global scale. Collaborations with influential figures, policymakers, and international bodies led to initiatives that prioritized mental health and addiction services as essential components of public health. Media campaigns featuring stories of recovery and resilience resonated across borders, contributing to a shift in societal attitudes towards addiction. Life's challenges, whether personal or collective, were met with a global perspective. The scars on my heart, once indicative of individual struggles, now served as reminders that resilience was a universal trait. Each obstacle, whether it be addressing systemic disparities in access to treatment or fostering cultural understanding around addiction, was an opportunity for global collaboration and positive change. Collaborations with community leaders, cultural influencers, and mental health professionals aimed to destigmatize addiction within specific cultural contexts. The scars on my heart, representing both personal battles and collective triumphs, became bridges for understanding the diverse narratives surrounding addiction. The goal was not only to raise awareness, but to tailor support systems that respected and integrated the unique aspects of each community. Academic pursuits delved into the exploration of culturally sensitive approaches to addiction treatment. Research projects focused on understanding the impact of cultural identity on perceptions of mental health and recovery. The scars on my heart, once symbols of personal struggle, now informed discussions on how cultural competency could be integrated into mental health care practices globally. Mentorship programs took on a more culturally inclusive dimension, tailoring guidance to the specific needs of individuals from various backgrounds. The scars on my heart became stories that resonated with a diverse array of experiences. Online platforms facilitated connections among mentors and mentees who shared not only the journey of recovery, but also the additional layers of navigating cultural expectations and norms. Friendships evolved into networks that not only spanned the globe, but also embraced the richness of cultural diversity. Collaborative projects aimed at reducing disparities in mental health access within underserved communities gained momentum. The scars on our hearts, once indicative of individual struggles, now symbolized the collective strength derived from a mosaic of cultural backgrounds and shared resilience. In love, the global perspective enriched the understanding of the complexities within relationships. Cultural differences became sources of mutual learning and growth, and the scars on our hearts were threads that wove together a narrative of love, transcending cultural boundaries. Joint initiatives in cross-cultural understanding and acceptance became integral aspects of relationships, extending the impact beyond individual lives. The anniversaries of my sobriety took on a global dimension, with events that not only celebrated personal milestones, but also recognized the diverse paths to recovery within different cultures. Virtual gatherings allowed individuals worldwide to share their stories and find common ground in the scars on their hearts. The global community, united by the journey of recovery, became a source of inspiration and support. Family bonds, influenced by the richness of cultural backgrounds, became even more interconnected. Dialogues about addiction and mental health now encompassed not only generational patterns, but also the impact of cultural expectations. The scars on our hearts became symbols of both ancestral strength and a commitment to breaking free from the legacies of addiction that transcended cultural borders. In the broader community, the impact of advocacy extended into cultural spheres, fostering understanding and acceptance. Collaborations with culturally specific organizations led to initiatives that addressed the unique challenges faced by different communities. Media campaigns featured stories of recovery from various cultural perspectives, contributing to a more inclusive narrative surrounding addiction. Life's challenges, viewed through a global lens, became opportunities for creating solutions that acknowledged the intersectionality of identity and mental health. The Scars on My Heart, now representing a collective journey, guided efforts towards building a world where mental health support was accessible and culturally relevant for everyone. Advocacy efforts delved deeper into the realms of social justice and mental health equity. Collaborations with activists, community organizers, and policymakers aimed to address systemic issues that perpetuated disparities in access to addiction treatment. The Scars on My Heart, once symbols of personal struggle, now carried the weight of collective stories, inspiring movements that sought to dismantle barriers and create inclusive spaces for healing. In academic pursuits, the exploration extended into the realms of intersectionality, recognizing the interconnected nature of addiction, mental health, and social identities. Research projects focused on the experiences of individuals at the crossroads of various marginalized identities, shedding light on the compounding effects of systemic inequities. The Scars on My Heart, etched with the complexities of my own journey, became catalysts for conversations about dismantling structures that perpetuated injustice. Mentorship programs evolved into initiatives that not only provided guidance for personal recovery, but also sought to empower individuals to advocate for systemic change. The Scars on My Heart, now collective symbols of resilience, became stories of strength shared across diverse communities. Mentorship networks aimed to amplify marginalized voices, fostering leaders who could bring about transformative shifts in policy and perception. Friendships transformed into alliances that actively worked towards dismantling systemic injustices. Collaborative projects focused on creating platforms for marginalized individuals to share their experiences and advocate for change. The Scars on Our Hearts, once indicative of personal struggles, now served as rallying points for a collective movement towards a more just and compassionate world. In love, the journey expanded into a commitment to mutual growth within the context of a world marked by diversity and social change. The Scars on Our Hearts, rather than representing individual histories, became symbols of shared dedication to creating a relationship that not only withstood the complexities of the world, but actively contributed to making it a more inclusive and equitable place. The anniversaries of my sobriety became not only personal milestones, but also moments to reflect on the broader impact of the collective journey. Global celebrations included virtual gatherings where individuals from all walks of life shared stories of recovery, resilience, and the scars on their hearts that connected them in a shared narrative of triumph. Family bonds, enriched by a commitment to justice and understanding, became beacons of hope within broader social contexts. Dialogues about addiction and mental health expanded to include discussions on dismantling systemic barriers that affected families across cultural and socio-economic spectrums. The scars on our hearts, once symbols of individual and familial struggles, now represented a commitment to breaking free from the chains that bound not just us, but communities at large. In the wider community, the impact of advocacy work extended beyond raising awareness. Collaborations with grassroots movements and global organizations led to policy changes that prioritized mental health services for marginalized communities. Media campaigns featuring diverse narratives brought attention to the intersectionality of addiction and inspired a more empathetic understanding within society. Life's challenges, now viewed through a lens of social justice, became calls to action. The scars on my heart, once indicative of personal battles, became symbols of resilience within a broader struggle for equity. Each obstacle presented an opportunity to engage in transformative advocacy, addressing not only individual hurdles, but the systemic issues that perpetuated them. As the journey approached its culmination, the scars on my heart served as guideposts, illuminating the path forward. The unwritten chapters held the promise of continued growth, connection, and the ongoing pursuit of positive change. The narrative, now a tapestry woven with threads of cultural richness, collective resilience, and a commitment to justice, stood as a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to transcend adversity. In the final chapters of this unfolding story, the scars on my heart became the symbols of a life well lived, a life marked by personal triumphs, collective resilience, and an unwavering dedication to creating a world where every individual, regardless of their background, could embark on a journey of recovery that was seen, supported, and celebrated. The echoes of the past, once filled with pain, had transformed into whispers of empowerment, a chorus of voices united in a shared belief that every scar told a story, and every story had the power to ignite change. As the narrative reached its conclusion, the scars on my heart stood not as reminders of wounds endured, but as badges of honor, an acknowledgement of the strength forged through battles won and the resilience cultivated through the journey of recovery. The journey, with all its twists and turns, had become a testament to the transformative power of vulnerability, the beauty of diversity, and the profound impact of collective efforts in fostering positive change. In the closing pages of this narrative, the scars on my heart carried the weight of the collective human experience, a mosaic of stories, struggles, and triumphs. The unwritten chapters awaited the stories yet to be told, the scars yet to be earned, and the ongoing pursuit of a world where every scar, etched with the passage of time, became a symbol not of pain, but of the indomitable spirit's journey towards healing and hope. And so, the story continued, with the scars on my heart pointing the way forward, a compass leading towards a future illuminated by the enduring light of resilience and shared humanity. As the final chapters of my story unfolded, the scars on my heart became more than mere markers of battles fought. They became conduits of empowerment, testaments to resilience, and invitations to embrace the beauty of life's intricate tapestry. In the twilight of this narrative, the advocacy work reached new heights. Collaborations expanded to engage with grassroots movements and organizations addressing the structural roots of addiction and mental health disparities. The scars on my heart, once private emblems of struggle, were now proudly displayed as symbols of collective strength in the fight against systemic injustices. Policies were not just reformed, they were revolutionist to prioritize inclusivity, ensuring that mental health and addiction support reached the marginalized corners of society. Academic endeavors continued to push boundaries. The scars on my heart, once sources of personal introspection, inspired new generations of scholars to delve into the complexities of addiction, intersectionality, and social justice. The academic landscape transformed, embracing diverse perspectives and fostering an environment where research contributed not only to knowledge, but also to tangible, positive change in communities worldwide. Mentorship programs evolved into mentorship networks, creating a ripple effect of empowerment. The scars on my heart became stories of resilience shared across generations, forging a legacy of mentorship that transcended individual lifetimes. From virtual support to community-led initiatives, the mentorship network became a dynamic force empowering individuals to navigate not only their personal journeys, but also to actively contribute to dismantling systemic barriers. Friendships, now a global alliance, sparked movements that inspired cultural shifts. Collaborative projects initiated dialogues within communities, challenging ingrained beliefs and fostering environments where individuals felt seen, heard, and supported. The scars on our hearts, once solitary narratives, now intertwine to tell a collective story of unity, strength, and transformation. In love, the journey took on a legacy of its own. The scars on our hearts became the foundation of a love that not only weathered storms, but actively contributed to societal change. Joint initiatives in philanthropy, advocacy, and mentorship became a testament to the transformative power of love as a force of healing and societal betterment. The anniversaries of sobriety evolved into global movements of celebration and reflection. The scars on my heart, now communal symbols of triumph, were at the forefront of events that united individuals from diverse backgrounds. Virtual gatherings became platforms for sharing stories, discussing progress, and renewing commitments to a future where recovery was a universally accessible and supported journey. Family bonds, now deeply interwoven with advocacy, became a source of generational change. Conversations about addiction, mental health, and systemic barriers transformed into a family legacy of resilience and activism. The scars on our hearts, etched with the history of family struggles, now stood as monuments to the power of breaking free from cycles of pain. In the broader community, the impact of collective efforts resonated beyond expectation. Media campaigns, once regional, became global narratives of hope and transformation. Cultural shifts led to increased empathy, understanding, and support for those affected by addiction. The scars on our hearts were not just personal stories, they were beacons of societal change, guiding humanity towards a more compassionate and equitable future. Life's challenges, now embraced with a global perspective, became opportunities for innovation, collaboration, and widespread change. The scars on my heart, once symbols of personal battles, became insignias of a collective journey towards a world where mental health was prioritized and addiction was met with empathy rather than judgment. Each obstacle, whether personal or societal, was an invitation to contribute to the ongoing narrative of positive transformation. As the narrative reached its zenith, the scars on my heart stood as symbols of a life dedicated to creating a world where every individual, regardless of background, had the opportunity to heal, grow, and contribute to a more compassionate society. The unwritten chapters of the story held the promise of continued impact, with the scars on my heart pointing towards a future where the resilience born from adversity became a guiding light for generations to come. And so, as the final lines of this narrative were written, the scars on my heart became emblems of triumph, strength, and hope. The journey, marked by vulnerability, resilience, and collective action, served as a testament to the enduring capacity of the human spirit to overcome, evolve, and contribute to a world defined by empathy, understanding, and a shared commitment to positive change. The story ended not in closure, but in the anticipation of new beginnings, with the scars on my heart remaining as timeless reminders that even the deepest wounds could become sources of inspiration and transformation.